All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. So, I was just watching a video called How Big Oil Conquered the World. All right, and I got to the part where it was dealing with this devil, John D. Rockefeller, right? Also known as they call him the shiny man with the dimes. And at that time, I believe this is when they started start using this the process of starting like a film, doing film clips, and he used that opportunity to create a false image. Right now, the same thing as they do back then. This is dealing with Esau Edom. Is the same thing they do today by portraying and using the meat, because they use the media as their witchcraft. They use their portraits, media, the press, however, the newspapers, magazines, things like that, right? To create, to control the narrative, so to speak, and this is what he have done, so this is another reason why they call him the shiny man with dimes. All right. Let's so when we go here, all right, and it shows you some images of him, right? You see how he's of old age. Okay, but what he's doing, he's still being the serpent as he is, and what he's doing is he's portraying as he's this helpful person, this person that's for the people, right? But this whole setup was to try to counter the fact that they know that this man oppressed and robbed the nations of their wealth, okay, while he became this billionaire, right? And this is at the time he was this billionaire while people had, roughly, and this is only certain people, a certain class of people had roughly $500 something dollars. Meanwhile, he was a billionaire, So to counter that narrative and everyone starting to come against him, he started to use what? Portray a false image. This is what you see is happening in this photo, right? So you now got people knowing him as the shiny man with the dimes, okay, the dime giver. These are just little nicknames. But in all actuality, hey, this is the man that used his deception and other different wicked methods to conquer big oil, right? So you see right here, this is just different portraits of him doing what? Giving out dimes, just try to show people he's a people person. He actually cares, But beforehand, the reports was coming out as he was doing what? Kids with the ribs touching her back used to try to chase him down and follow him around just to get money, and he would do nothing but ignore him, But to counter it, you see what he's doing. You see, in Esau always played this game, right? So, okay, let's get out of those images. Before we get into, I want to go back to this real fast before we get into read a little bit about this article. So this is from Elon Musk. It says, who do you think owns the press? Well, we know all the so-called fake Jews own all the press. Okay, all the media, we'll just read it down. So you see who runs CBS, you see who runs ABC, NBC, CNN, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the HuffPost, the Guardian, the Economist, right? The BBC, the Vox, the BuzzFeed, and there's more down the list, right? Because people will try to say, well, we own BET and we own shit like that. No, they don't own BET and things like that, right? Because everything still stems from E. he only allows you to put out the things that you're allowed to put out, you know. Now, once again, he used these counter tactics where say, you know what, let's give them this, let's give them that to make them feel, or let's give them a false hope of some sense of false hope, or you know what I'm saying? He does that a lot, and people don't understand it. These are different, you know, tactics in war, because this is really war that people don't know that they're actually in, and it's a spiritual war, because it's a war against what? It's your war against your mind, right? It's a war against your flesh, you know, but the mind, okay? Because once you attack the mind, right, the body's going to be out of sync with the mind. So then what? The flesh is going to feel the after effect that the mind is sending off to the body, or the brain from the nerves are sending off to the body. Okay, but this is how E gets down, and I thought it was pretty interesting, you know, just seeing that part, and I was like, shit, this devil was doing this all the way back then, you know. So his ass ain't changed. You see, so this is from 1914. Let's see which one I can use. Okay, let's see. Which that was a beautiful documentary, by the way. All right. Piece and broad. So let's see. And this is more of article based. So. Right, so this is at the time. Let me see. Nature. All right, so these are different articles on it. I don't even believe I want to read all this, you know, but you get the point. All right. He was basically using, right, this dime giveaway, you know, as if he was this helpful person, but in all actuality, he wasn't. So he was just using the narrative. All right, that's all he was using. He was using it in the narrative for a better gain to the public eye view. Right, that's how I want to say it. Yeah, he used these false images to gain a better eye to the public view of himself. That's all he did it for. You know? Let's see. You might have to just check the in fact, let's play the clip on it. Hopefully they don't take my video down. So
wars over John Dee's final resting.
slow.
Now that we've helped people customize and save with Liberty Mutual, we can finally do some beach reading.
Cleveland's Lakeview Cemetery. But it was not stage-managed photo opportunities like these that transformed Rockefeller into a public hero.
Let's go back.
In order to win downtrodden, despised by the working man, hounded by Ida Tarbell and the muckraking press, John Dee had the mother of all PR problems. The answer was simple. Invent the PR industry. He hired Ivy Ledbetter Lee, a journalist turned communications expert who invented the modern public relations industry, to burnish the Rockefellers' tarnished image. It was Lee that suggested giving the family name to Rockefeller Center and filming John Dee handing out dimes in public.
An early master of public relations, Lee used the media which the muckrakers had used to disgrace Rockefeller to turn him into a sympathetic figure. Ivy Lee recognized early the power of the new moving picture and used newsreels to show a remarkably benevolent Rockefeller.
I am very grateful to you and to a host of people who are so kind and good to me all the time.
Why? Because you're so good to everybody.
Yes, you are.
As Ivy Lee began to kind of control his public image, he became oddly a kind of American character. And people kind of warmed to him in a bizarre sort of way. It was like having Frankenstein on the loose walking around New York City or something like that with a cane and a long hat.
Although this plane never takes off, this photo opportunity was presented as Senior's first flight. Perhaps Ivy Lee's most brilliant public relations move was the casting of Rockefeller as the man who gave out dimes.
Don't you give her a dime, Mr. Rockefeller? You read a dime?
So you see the point. So you see the point of how E controls the narrative, right? So how you people think, right, be based off the things that you hear and that you see. So whether it be from watching TV, listening to the radio, reading the newspaper, okay, these different propaganda and narratives that E puts out, right? It really controls the mind of the people. And well, I'll say this, it controls the mind of the simple. Let's get this real fast. Just me saying that. Proverbs 14, verse 15, it says, the simple believeth every word, right? Now, what did the Lord say? How long shall my people, or what did it say? How long will you love simplicity? Because our people are in a simple mind state. They love simplicity, right? It says the simple believeth every word. So everything that E puts out, our people fall right for it. So that's why they have no problem questioning of what he does. Because they say, you see, he said this, he said that. You know, and they'll go find some information that E might put out, but they don't search that information thoroughly. Or they don't question, you know, even without even thinking about it or taking heed to it without questioning it. And thinking, okay, why would he set this up this type of way? You know, because a lot of stuff that E put out be false, you know. But he had it pushed. He had the narrative pushed, you know, and he painted the picture of it being the truth for so long, our people automatically believe it without, without having a second thought. It says the simple man believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. So a person that is wise, right, is going to look well to his going, you know. So he's not going to just be the first aboard to say, you know what, I'm going to believe this. No, he's going to say, wait a minute, let me further check this out. You know, let me see if this checks out first before I believe this. Okay, let me do some more research. Give me some time. You know. But not most of our people, not Jake. Jake fought for the Okie though. That's why scripture says, behold, my people are led as a flock. You know, roughly paraphrasing, to the slaughter. And this is where Jake is heading to. You know, this is the road Jake is heading to. Right? Falling for another snare, another entrapment from the devil and Satan himself. A person that plays the devil and Satan himself, right? On the planet Earth. You know? Which is Esau Edom, man. That's who he plays the role of, man. He's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. All right. Right. And then, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into this devil, man. John D. Rockefeller, you know, the man behind, basically this whole Western science, or it's like a Western medicine movement, you know. So I went into that earlier. Yep, this is where this goes into. Is this John dealing with John D? Yep, dealing with him. You know? So this, these devils got a lot to pay for, but just harping on this image, man, that they create. You see? And how he uses his media, his witchcraft, and propaganda to do so. All right, so let's get that. Yeah, I'm gonna close out. I ain't gonna make this too long. I just wanted to hit a few points and speak a little bit. All right. So, the book of Nahum 3 verse 4 says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Hey, this is American Babylon and Great, man. The well-favored harlot, right? The mistress of witchcrafts, and how do they get their things off? They selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts, man. You know, America gets over on a lot behind what? Through their witchcraft, you know, through their deception, through their democracy. You see? These are some of the ways how they do it. You know, another witchcraft stunt that they pull off is you know, they'll if the nation doesn't want to make a deal with them, right? They'll try to send in like a special op team to come assassinate the president or whoever's in rule over there, right? If that don't work, they'll make you a public enemy, or I ain't gonna say public, they'll make you a worldwide enemy number one and paint you as what? As a terrorist. Okay? They'll say that you have weapons of mass destruction over there, right? They'll say you're poisoning your people with gas chambers. They'll make up all types of craziness, you know, so they can get the world on their side. And then when they come over there and bomb you and destroy you, right? Kill off all your family, take you out of power, and then portray it as if you know everything is good with the country since you're over there, right? That's a part of their witchcraft, and people actually believe that, you know what, now let's just say this place over there in the Middle East is now, you know, thriving, and you know, people are not in jeopardy or not in harm no more. This is what American people actually think. You know, so dealing with like Saddam Hussein and what's his name, Gaddafi, you know what I mean? These type of people actually think that those countries are flourishing, you know, and are in a good case. But guess what? When you really check it out, those people are the worst condition that they ever was in. You see, they was cool before America came over there and touched base on their soils, but now they're through. But see, these are the examples how they use their witchcraft to do so, to go over there and do that, and no one questions anything about it. It's part of the witchcraft. So what is the Lord ultimately going to do to this well-favored harlot? Micah 5 and verse 12, and I will cut off all witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. So that's coming to America, Babylon the Great. The destruction of wickedness, the destruction of idolatry, the destruction of perverseness, the destruction of witchcraft, the destruction of Esau, Edom, and the unrighteousness that goes on in the world. You see? And 2/3 is going to fall in line right behind that. So I just wanted to touch on that through the Spirit. Lord willing, hope it was edifying. Until the next time, I want to say shalom.